Hey, principal, this is a public announcement. How do you lead with AI without overwhelming our teachers? Well, hopefully I'll give you a deep dive and an overview on what things you could do today to support your team. So we know there are three major buckets that principals face today. The district pressures, right? Without policy and mandates, a lot of districts are kind of scrambling to see what does AI look in their building. You have teacher concerns. Many of our teachers are saying, hey, students are using AI, but we have not been trained. What can we use and is this okay? And then we have your position. You are kind of sitting at the crossroads as a leader, understanding that, our students need this, but you're not sure how to tackle this on your own. I'm the one that says always starts with the low lift, high impact actions. What can you do immediately, right? Think about short staff meetings to demo some of the things that you're practicing with, some of the things that you are learning. We know when we show that, it's not all great, or we show us kind of in the movement, in the moment, trying new things, that really empowers our teachers to do the same. We want to also create mini pilot groups. So, in the building, the teachers that are doing it, have them thinking about what are some practical ways we can use either Magic School AI, or even things to minimize the workload for your team. Then thinking about how do we kind of redesign school with one piece, and what do we need to do it all together, and whether it be through PD, through planning, communications, whatever, make sure that we're working as a team for one goal. Now, when you're implementing something new, we have to continue to protect our teachers, right? We don't want them to be overloaded. We don't want to introduce too many projects, too many puzzles, too many tools, right, at one time. So we have to make sure we kind of set the tone and reassure them that things are okay. AI is here to help you reduce your task load. We're moving at a slow pace, and your experience is number key, human first, right? Then thinking about avoiding this works for everybody, right? So now we're working into asynchronous learning. We're thinking about honoring this natural process, and we want to make sure we have a flexible implementation for our teachers. And then 3, we want to provide realistic expectations. Now, we are not going to be masters in AI or Magic School or school, whatever the tool immediately. So we have to understand that nobody is obligated at this time, but we do want to keep open lines of communication, planning, and be able to communicate effectively across what are some things that we are trying, what are we using, and how is it student-centered. Now, low-key, if we're implementing to our teachers, we definitely have to think about what does parent communication look like. Thinking about now we're using it to draft clear messages to our parents and families. We're using it for translation, especially for newsletters, and we're using it to ensure that our tone is appropriate when crafting new messages. So always think of what is a win for parent communication and what is a win for how we are training our parents, just like we're training our teachers. I know we're all about that PD. So I'm all about AI for planning and professional development, thinking about putting out agendas. What are our 3 big takeaways? Summarizing our observation. What does that look like? What are some trends we're seeing across grade levels? Generating PD agendas. Many times we know the ideas that we want to cover, but making the agenda quick, delivering maybe asynchronously so it automatically comes to your email and it's consistent over time. And then creating workflows and automation plans. So if this is your journey, then we can kind of schedule asynchronous path that meets your individual learning. Thinking about through PBIS, how are we analyzing some of the patterns? What are we looking at some of the discipline patterns that we have in our school? We're looking at some of the trends that we see, and then how do we identify the early intervention plans that we are putting in place, and does that work for individual students? All these things can be tracked, and big data can be used to identify some of our areas of concern, and where do we move on from here? All right, so now it's up to you to kind of adopt this mindset, this leadership mindset that continuously supports innovation, right? You have to yourself model curiosity, right? I tried using AI for this. These are some things. This is maybe a roadblock that I faced. We have to also celebrate and reward experimentation, right? We're in uncharted territories. And of course, even with the research that's out there, a lot of us are still trying new things. So also encourage mini baby micro steps, small steps, big win, celebrate some of the things that you're seeing at your school. So we want to celebrate this movement, right? This movement forward with confidence. We want to make sure we have clarity, empathy when we're implementing something new, and practicality. We can't do it all at once. But when you ensure your team, your staff, that this is what you are focusing on, you want to make sure that they feel secure and they are okay with trying new things. So making sure that this matters, and protect our teachers because they're already being overwhelmed. So I'm not going to introduce all the things at once, maybe little pieces. All right, I call this the big five takeaway, right? The key paths for principals, right? Begin with low lift, high impact actions. What can they do? Short, small demos you could do in front of people. 2, position AI as a support and not as kind of surveillance. I'm watching you. These are what we're doing. And set realistic expectations. Point 3, focus on the quick wins to save time, whether we have the newsletter, the parent, the PD planning. 4, model curiosity and celebrate with experimentation. So you know the teachers that are trying new things, celebrate them for trying new things and have them share what gains or some areas that they have that it's concerning. And then 5, last but not least, 5, lead with clarity, right? Empathy and practicality. You can't do it all at once, but this is a journey. I hope these tips help. Talk to you later. DM me if you want to learn more. Bye.